Hi there. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. This is going to be a mid-month check-in for the sign of Virgo. So if you have Virgo in your chart, if you relate to Virgos, maybe you're a cross-watcher, whatever the case may be for you, this reading might be for you. As always, take what resonates, leave what does not. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through email or form submission on my website. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Virgo. We are not doing a traditional, structured spread in these readings. I am just allowing the energy to sort of take me where it wants to go. Okay, we are doing 6 cards across, and then we are clarifying all of them. So let's see what's going on, Virgo. We don't have the greatest energy showing up already for the mid-month check-in, but let's get into it. All right, interesting. Bottom of the deck is your challenge here. We've got the World, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. For some of you, this is pretty specific. For some of you, I don't know why it's coming through like this. There could be like a marriage here that's kind of causing you some issues. But it feels like with that Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups in the World, some of you have some sort of relationship going on, some sort of connection. This could be business. It doesn't have to be family with the Pentacles showing up. My cat is about to leave the room, so please excuse him. But it feels like with the World here in your challenge as well, it's kind of like, yeah, 6 of Wands is behind it too. It feels like you're trying to make something work. It feels like you're trying to get something to work for you in this month instead of against you, which is interesting. So let's dive into this, Virgo. Let's see what's going on. You start with the, almost at the Wheel of Fortune. You start with the Magician and the 3 of Swords in the reverse. So I do feel like whatever is going on for you guys, it is involving the release of some heartbreak here. You know, the Magician is calling in your manifestations, but the 3 of Swords in the reverse is like a healing. 3 of Swords in the deck is like the worst card in the deck, right? It's heartbreak and devastation. But when it's in the reverse, it's the healing of that. It's the release of those swords that are going through the heart. You know, so it feels like right off the bat, you guys are kind of focusing less on the things that are taking away from you right now, and more so, yeah, 6 of Wands, I love to see it. More so on the, okay, how do I transmute this? You know, it feels like there's definitely been some setbacks here. There's definitely some sadness here, but I feel like the point of your mid-month is almost like you're not letting it stop you, which I think is really positive. Taurus had a similar message. I think this is going to be a really good month for you guys. Yeah, you've got Justice and Judgment. Like I said, for some of you, Justice, there's a marriage here for some of you. You know, I feel like with Judgment and the 6 of Wands here, some of you, this could be a marriage you've been trying to make work. You know, it doesn't have to be, but with the Judgment card, it does feel like you are on, the word I just heard was pinnacle. You know, the pinnacle of like some sort of decision here. When we talk about pinnacle, the word, I'm almost positive it means to like be the center of something, like the pinnacle of it. And so it feels like the pinnacle of your month is probably choosing you. You know, it's probably about not allowing this relationship or connection, whatever this is for you, 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, shake you, like keeping your eyes focused. Yeah, like the way I'm hearing it is like keeping your eyes forward, I keep hearing forward and front, like front facing forward, like just keeping our eyes looking forward, I feel like is what my guys are just trying to get across here. And I feel like you are doing that. I don't feel like this is really a challenge. I feel like this is just something that you have already started kind of doing. Oh, with the Hermit. Come on, Virgo. Showing up in your own reading. I love that. And the Magician again. I feel like this is some of you are walking a very spiritual path here, but I feel like with the Magician and the Hermit, you're kind of also asking yourself, well, is this what I want? You know, I feel like for some of you, I just heard the word backpedaling. What are we backpedaling about? What's going on here? What is this? Queen of Wands. Okay. I feel like for some of you, yeah, Temperance. Some of you have lost sight of yourself during this month. You know, I feel like with the Queen of Wands and Temperance here, we could be talking about a connection where you don't really have, I almost want to say like access to the outside world. This is almost feeling a little bit like, I'm going to be real brutal here, abusive relationship, okay? I'm just going to come out and say it. This is really feeling like some of you are in some sort of connection that is like very limiting, and it's inhibiting the way that you're kind of experiencing the world right now. And I just feel like you're not getting what you need out of this connection. So like I said, some of you, this is a relationship. It doesn't have to be. But I feel like with the Queen of Wands here and Temperance, you're backpedaling a little bit. I feel like a lot of you are asking yourself again, my cat's back. Is this really what I wanted? Is this really what I signed up for here? Because you've got the Six of Swords and the Devil. Chances are a lot of you are also realizing that this is not actually what you signed up for. Okay, the Devil is like chains that we can't escape from. It's codependency issues, but it's also things that make us feel trapped, right? And so with the Six of Swords, that's about moving forward. I feel like some of you are recognizing that this connection, be it romantic, platonic, work, whatever kind of connection this is for you, you're recognizing that this is not... it's just not for you anymore. Yeah, you've got the World. I feel like you're recognizing that this is like not... it's not going in the direction that you really wanted it to go. And I feel like for some of you, it's less about where things went wrong and more so about, okay, well, how do I remedy this situation? Some of you are focusing too much on like, well, how did this go south? I don't feel like this went south because of you. Yeah, you've got the Three of Cups here, the World, and the Hierophant. I feel like the problem was that you had a little bit of there's like priority mismatch here with this person and you. It feels like whoever this person was that you were dealing with, they were kind of more invested in their own time and in their own sort of, I don't want to say path, because like we can invest in our own path, and that doesn't mean we can like, it doesn't give you a pass to be like a shitty partner or a shitty person. But I feel like this person that you were dealing with is very focused on their path and them, and it kind of derailed you. Queen of Pentacles twice. You could have a child with this person. Queen of Pentacles is my mom card. This is this is not where I expected the mid-month to go. But it kind of makes sense. Yeah, you've got the Three of Swords twice, babe, and the Four of Cups. I feel like you're sitting up here heartbroken, upset, devastated over this. And I'm going to be really brutal here. I don't feel like this person has given it a second thought. I feel like they're so focused on their own, like, and yeah, Nine of Swords. Like, I feel like you're the only one that's anxious here. You're the only one that's like, how did this happen? Yeah, Hanged Man. I feel like this person, the only thing that I feel like this person excels at is disconnecting. I'm going to be honest about that. Okay. I feel like the only thing that they're actually really good at is removing their energy from things. And I don't think that that's a really positive. I mean, it can be a positive trait in certain circumstances, but they're not using it as a positive trait right now. They're just kind of like emotionally disconnected. They just kind of like dipped, and then they're like, oh, sorry, that's just what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna act right now. And I feel like this is obviously very upsetting for you, but at the same time, going off of what we were talking about in the beginning, I feel like you're also not letting it stop you. I do feel like some of the advice that I'm being told to give you is to recognize that this person has their own stuff to work on, their own things to get through, that this is like not, their way of dealing with this trauma is like not a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of like your relationship. It's just a reflection of this person. Okay? You have to, as painful as it is, it's almost like you have to remove yourself from the equation here. This person's trauma is not because of you, and their response to whatever's going on here, again, is not because of you. Star in reverse, they chose not to heal, babe. Okay, when the star is in reverse, it's a lack of healing. Okay, it's a lack of like, it's a lack of wishes granted, but it is also a lack of healing. So again, I feel like this is a very roundabout way to remind you that this person has free will. They are their own person, and you are not responsible for that, okay? Because your last two cards here are the Seven of Swords and the Four of Cups. I'm going to be really blunt about this one as well, Virgo. If you are having thoughts of infidelity, it's time to go. That's how you should know. That's your first clue of like, I shouldn't be here. Is if you're considering, well, what if I'm a little bit sneaky? What if I keep things? What if I don't really, and role reversal as well. If this is your partner, then obviously it's time for them to head out as well. If this feels like Seven of Swords is lying, cheating, stealing, Four of Cups is apathy. This combo is like, well, I'm going to do what I want. I don't really care. And again, like I said, we can be in that energy, and it usually comes from spite. It comes from a, you don't really care about me, so I'm not going to care about you mindset. And if this is where our thoughts have kind of taken us, I feel like this is your moment to recognize that, and to also recognize that this is not where you're meant to be right now. If we're having those thoughts of like, oh, let me go behind someone's back, let me be sneaky here, we're not in the right place. Yeah, the Tower. Like, sometimes we should be the drama, and this is not one of those times, Virgo. Okay, this is not a time for you to really be the problem right now. And I understand, because the way I'm hearing it is like, I understand you don't want to take the high road anymore, but I'm telling you right now, I don't see this ending well. If you take the low road here instead of making a clean break from this, I don't see it really leaving your energy anytime soon. In fact, this might even lead to, this is really specific for someone, it might lead to like litigation. I don't know who needs to hear that, but with the Tower, the Two of Pentacles here, and the King of Swords, it feels like some of you are debating whether or not to kind of be the problem here. Again, enter that like little villain era. And Virgo, I don't feel like the Devil again. I don't feel like this is the best thing for you to do here, babe, okay? You guys know I would never lie to you, and sometimes it's hard to hear this, and I understand that you're angry, and I understand you don't feel seen, heard, validated. I don't feel like this is the time to play the villain, okay? I feel like this is the time to make your clean break of it. This is like, I feel like this is the main point of the reading that your guides want you to get to understand. Yeah, Seven of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles as well. Trust in the universe that this person will receive their trauma, their karma. Trust in the universe that what is meant to happen will happen, but also start digesting the idea that you're not meant to watch it. You're not meant to have a front row seat with popcorn to this person's life falling apart, babe. That's just not how it works. It's just not. You're going to have to find closure here for yourself in this month, okay? You're going to have to be able to recognize that sometimes we don't get to see other people get their karma, and that's okay. That doesn't mean they're not getting it. We can't see ghosts doesn't mean that they're not here, okay? Yeah, Knight of Cups. Know that there's something better on the other side of this for you as well. Knight of Cups with the Eight of Swords. You need to understand that the sooner you can get yourself out of here, the better. The sooner you can wash the slate clean, the better. This is not where you're meant to be, and I know you know that, but I feel like this is a wake-up call for someone. This is not the end for you, but this is also not, you're not meant to be spending oodles of time here right now, okay? All right, Virgo, let's get you an oracle card. This is the Angelarium. It is my current favorite oracle deck. You've probably seen it multiple times if you've been watching the Virgo videos. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I will use it literally until I can't stomach it and I'm sick of seeing it, which is not going to be anytime soon. So, Virgo, let's get a mid-month advice, please, for Virgo. Mid-month advice, please, for Virgo. Can I get one, please? Just one. Thank you. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay. You've got Chazakiel, Angel of Mists. This is very fitting, and I'll explain why after I read it to you. Where are you? 27, for those of you that are into numerology. Okay. Despair creeps up slowly and seductively. The romance of sadness brings us into its embrace and shields our eyes from the light in the world. If you are drawing this card, ask yourself if your vision has narrowed. Peer beyond the fog. Look for a glimmer in the distance rather than the shadows at your feet. No matter how tight the walls close, the larger world is always still out there. Okay? The reason, excuse me, the burp is confirmation for you guys. The reason this card is fitting for you, in my opinion, is because this card does talk about Chazakiel is one of the angels that never fully commits to falling from grace and never commits to not falling. So they constantly live in this in between world of like the angels who fell versus the angels who didn't. And so it talks about like remaining in that limbo area. Exactly like we said, it doesn't really do anything for us. It doesn't help us, and it just creates more complications for us. So, all right, Virgo, I will leave it here for you. If this reading resonated with you, if my reading style resonates with you, please consider giving the video a like and subscribing. We are on the road to 100 subscribers. I do also stream tarot on Twitch. I almost said Tuesday. I don't do it on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. EST. You can catch me there. I hope to see you guys there one day, but if not, Virgo, I will catch you in the next reading. All right? Bye.